rotational spot for them. But again, even so, they're able to find their way into a cheeky little corner, in which case they're able to score themselves some big points. But over to Sanhok, sorry, we go. In which case we're getting our plane path over the north side of the map from Camp Bravo up towards Hattin. Yet to see a Northwest Island proper finish, I would say. Obviously, MadBulls as well as the guys from, I think it was Team Queso, took that one out on that side, but that was more over towards the eastern edge, just the south side of Hattin. I want to see a mountain finish, John. I want to see all these teams trying to run up that hill, find themselves in a position at the top side. That is always exciting to me. But again, with only 4 Sanhoks, you only get so many chances.
Not too many. This will be the last Sanhok of the set. Match 21. The door is closing. There's no windows opening for a couple of these teams. R8, I mean, they're close to emTek Storm now, and maybe there's a chance, but it's still a massive, massive gap. 44 points between them and 11th place Bubble over 4 games. To profit that much is really, really difficult. They might be able to ladder up once or twice, but I just don't see it happening for R8. Even for emTek Storm, I think it might just be a little bit too late. You said you wanted to see them ramp up later into the group stage. They haven't, Blank. They haven't had the same sort of impact that LGD did, and they haven't had that change.
No, unfortunately not. I think there was definitely a chance for them. Again, for a lot of these teams at the moment, I think they are where they are meant to be, right? And that's the main thing. R8 makes a separate drop spot. Instead of dropping on top of S2G and losing all those points immediately, they try drop down towards Painan, and Effect finds one of them, which is another point towards the MadBulls run out from that elimination bracket. I mean, it's not, you're not running into easy waters either. Back in towards the Brambles as you head towards the survival stage, but it's better than being out of the entire running. Effect has a nade, looks to throw it over towards ID7.
It's going to be on the outside of the wall already. He's running around like a madman, but it seems to be working against Effect here, giving them a difficult decision to make. Has been able to get a level 1 helmet, doesn't have body armor though, and for ID7 that could be very, very crucial. The nade finds damage, but nothing really more than that at the moment. Does cross back over, has a Molotov in hand for Effect as well, if they want to go for it. The rest of MadBulls looking to come over the hillside. They know he's on this wall, and as soon as they peek, yeah, that should be curtains. Zerich will be able to find that. And the spray is there. Actually, hang on a minute. It was Monkey coming on through. Nice response from MadBulls. They knew that, you know, he probably could have taken that fight with ID7 from the inside, but you know what? Just wait, play calm, stay as 4, because that is the most important thing for the 12th place team with 20 points of gap to make up.
I mean, for MadBulls, I mean, that's happy to getting 2 of those eliminations, though. Gives their totals a bit more of a bump. Like you said, John, it is difficult for them to pass over the infinity. They would need a chicken dinner to profit, right? That would be the main thing. But Tiger moves in, takes down 1 from DRS. Not a good start for them. This is down towards the southeast side, and it's only Tiger by himself. Has a med kit, probably the perfect medical supply for him to get him back into the fight, back in towards the engagement. The information will have been passed back that he's at least low, right? But with that medkit, it gets him back moving and on target.
I feel like medkits are the sort of thing that I always find I've got 2 of right towards the end of games if I make it to those final circles. I don't really use them early, and I feel like that's probably where they're the most useful, is, as you say, in that scenario where you're on those drops, you just instantly get back to full HP. A first aid is so much more powerful later because, of course, it's less time to get that off. And those stims can keep you going whilst you're watching out with those sightlines because you're completely out of action whilst you're healing. So good to invest them early. Won't be needing to save it for later. And keeps them very much alive for Buriram to try and hold on to the top spot.
Right then, John. Having a look at Sanhok at the moment. For a lot of these teams, S2G was able to find themselves a good position up towards the north side of Painan. Titans have a good chance here. Nigma Galaxy looking for a higher placing position in this map as well. They've gone down quite frequently in a low spot. But for MadBulls, there was a position over towards their western side that they refused to take up for a very, very long time, which ended up being the game-winning spot. And I think that for them, moving out nice and early towards the center makes sense. I think hanging around in Painan for too long, looting for too long, is what came back to bite them. Again, S2G very, very close to them at the moment. Silas rolling through. MadBulls can find at least one of these picks onto the members from S2G. Will make their life a lot easier in the late game with them being a much less fearsome squad at 3. Again, this is a massive game required for MadBulls. 104 behind the 124 of the Infinity. They need a big match here. This is the 3rd match of the day. We're heading towards the close right now. You know, if they don't get a big one here, it might be too little too late. Again, Box in a similar position, looking for a lot of points, but their recent performances over the past couple of days just haven't felt like they've been getting back into the game. The pressure perhaps getting to them a little bit too much.
Team Queso on the front crawl. Going for a little swim, avoiding that bridge, and it is very congested right now. Probably right to avoid the area. They're worried about those cliff faces as well, skimming just below the surface. Only coming out for a little bit of air when they need to. S2G, looks like they've been spotted off by MadBulls on the southwest of Painan. Compound that crosses the road, currently only Silas there, hiding under the legs.
Just information gathered. It looks like MadBulls have taken that western position. Finally, an early rotate is made as soon as they see the circle come their way. Far too many times, MadBulls have been given an opportunity, refused to take it. And in a lot of other matches, they've been outside of the circle for a long, long time, have to move in. But this is one of those games that they've been given a few times, but haven't been able to capitalize on that positioning. It's maybe the game to make it happen. Titans as well, though, have had some good matches over on Sanhok before. Slipped down the rankings quite a bit, though, from their first day performance, where it was all smiles all day long for that team. A little less so now. Again, though, I think it's very difficult to wipe the smile off of Axe's face. That guy is a happy man. Probably one of the few PUBG Mobile players that I know that if I saw him, he'd drop me a smile, even though he probably didn't know who the hell I was.
That's right, he'd give you a little contra wave as well.
Yeah.
Saying hi. Just keeping it cheeky. You like it, you like it. And at the moment, there is basically 2 teams that I would say are just very, very safe and not really looking for too much more, other than maybe to ladder up once or twice, and that is Agonxi8 and Titan, right? These 2 teams currently not in danger of dropping down, really, and not in a position to try and leapfrog up, so they should be chilling right now. Not fully. They should still be trying to gather up these eliminations, try to keep their skill sharp, try to find those edges and align them into the blade that they can be for later stages, because they will need them when they're in the survival.
Box Gaming. Equal points to MadBulls, have rolled up towards Painan. MadBulls reassess the scenario, move back towards Painan to try and stop any of these crossings coming through. Currently are surrounding the guys from Box. In the meantime, we're watching S2G versus Nigma Galaxy. There's that first knock coming through from Monkey, from MadBulls. An important pick-off for them. If they can take down the rest of Box, they'll have a much better time. And Trismay going down too. This is a great beginning for the MadBulls on that side of Painan, holding this one out effectively, giving them much more space to play. I8 is off in the distance, though, on that northern side, as our 4 rivals, so more teams to push through, but already a good start for MadBulls in this game. Nigma Galaxy, though, taking a fair amount of shots on their side.
Yeah, they've lost 1, but they have traded off. S2G have a player down at the moment. On board with MadBulls and Box. 2 players remain from Box Gaming. Soaz and Break on the inside. And the MadBulls, they've been investing quite a lot in staying alive as 4. You can see they're playing off one another, but Zerich goes down and Break fades very effectively there. Low HP, well, not low HP, did take a little bit, but we'll be able to stim that one back up. Soaz is there as well, still looking fairly healthy. And Box very much have the opportunity to stay alive if they play their cards right. Monkey dropped out on the back, on the swivel, needs to line this up, needs to get the shots on the
That's
break.
three!
The gun swap is there. Break has found 3 and torn the MadBulls apart. This is disaster on the strikeout. It looked so coordinated and healthy for MadBulls, but they are emaciated now, down to skills. And just the one player stands between them and potential disaster to strike. Soaz wants to move through, will be able to flush Monkey, pick up those points where you can. 4 points on the cards already for MadBulls, but Box Gaming with 2, looking to ruin it. Beck now the last player who can get res, but that should fall fairly soon. Soaz, half HP, backs up to a door frame. Skills's takes the challenge instead with Break. Around the side, that's your teammate crawling away. Break's right there on the door frame. You don't have the bullets to be spraying like that against 2, unfortunately. Skills's taken low, takes a tag, sprays through the door, and the MadBulls taken down in a disastrous turn of events.
What should have been easy becomes very, very hard, and Break with 396 damage done there brings Box back into the fold with just 2 players. 4 limbs coming through from MadBulls, but it's not enough right now. They needed more, and from a position that was so good for them, they could have moved out from this spot up towards that northern side. R8 even outlasts them with Bandar in that compound towards the north. How could they let this game slip? And that is something that's going to remain with them for a very, very long time if they drop out of PMGC the next 3 matches.
What a play from Break, though. Taking on 3 players from the MadBulls single-handedly. That wasn't even an assist from a teammate. That was all Break, all day. Full credit to the guy. Absolutely insane for Box Gaming to keep them alive in this tournament on their race as well for those top spots. Or, well, not for the top spots, for the survival spots. S2G on the south side of Ruins now, trying to take care of Titans. At the moment, Titan are just falling away. They're falling back. They don't want this fight. They don't want this engage. They're just going to try and get over to the central area of Ruins.
Titan, 6. Goodness me. Takes a lot of shots, and there's absolutely no room for mistakes here from Titans. There's no cover whatsoever, and Puncher just has to move backwards and forwards. 6 did get a med off, but that was about it. emTek, though, comes in. This guy is fearsome.
Can Nigma Galaxy crash onto the back of this and really ruin S2G, though, here? Look at the position they managed to take. All of those arrows just starting to poke in on the bottom right side of that mini-map. You can see Nigma Galaxy moving across this hill, wanting to solidify their spot in the survival bracket. And S2G, conversely, looking to try and sweep LGD out of those top spots. Currently, LGD sat on the western side as Titan do get eliminated there. It was bold to go for the crossing. There's really no cover, and you know how close S2G are. They will fall for it. Oh, Silas, though, gets rattled. Hamodi's on the ball.
Nigma Galaxy looks for another one. S2G have to drop down. I mean, for Box Gaming at the moment, all they can really do to pray with the 2 players they currently have left is to get a high placing and hope that the Infinity goes out early, Nigma Galaxy goes out early. As they move up, the Infinity in a really safe position over on that northern side. We've got Tunny, Logan, Mela on that northwest island, unlikely to go out soon. So S2G, maybe the ones to help out Box Gaming here. Nigma Galaxy have a really good hold on this one, but emTek, once again, this guy is disgustingly good. Throughout this entire tournament, he has just been golden for the team.
Such an amazing asset for them. Now S2G on that southwest side, fighting to get that PMGC direct spot. But that is a shift and a half. It looked so unlikely that it was going to go up to this confluence blank, but Influence Chemin find themselves in a really, really solid spot. That hill to the southwest might be a little bit stronger once everybody's in, but getting there and holding it out from everyone crunching would be very, very difficult. So I like Influence Chemin in this compound.
I mean, they hold so much space. I think they're very aware that there might be teams up towards that northern side. LGD crossing slowly but surely. Again, this team focused on the macro play. When we saw their head-to-head between them and S2G, sure, they don't get a lot of damage on their games, but when they do get eliminations, they are very important. A lot of times you will just see S2G battling, brawling out for position, but maybe they don't need it. This is what comes of it, though, as the team is in front of you. Finds the shots. Now Hamzy has to look for something. Has an aid in hand, sends it over towards Reyes' position. Will back it off, but it's perfectly on target. Like you said, John, an asset and a half. In the meantime, Nigma Galaxy have gone down. With 126 points found on the game with the nation that they had. Papi Potro also out now. Hamzy falls, but he's already done quite a lot of damage over towards Team Queso. Most likely will be able to be picked back up again with Papi Potro playing that off angle. Fortunately, they found some damage over towards him. Razy being that final member of the team.
Ooh, LGD pretty happy that S2G are getting cut apart like this. As it stands, S2G would be up in third. You can see that on the right-hand side of your screen with the 5 eliminations they've got right now. It's all on Razy to survive, but LGD, they've been quiet up until now, up until this point. But it might be time for them to start to light the fires and signal for aid. His overall standings. Uh-oh.
Goodness me.
Danger.
Buriram goes down. In fact, one of the players, I think it was Tiger, taking down Mine MP with an explosion on the vehicle, but I think that was mainly assisted by players from Box. Able to pick up 6 eliminations now over towards Buriram, right in the center of the circle. Doing a good job to start laddering up just a little bit. When Nigma Galaxy going down, that's a team that you can look to jump over the top of, up to 110 points now. 18 points behind Nigma Galaxy. It will take more matches, though. Unlikely they'll find themselves a high placing with only the 2 players they have left remaining. Most teams staying on the edges at the moment, John.
That centers up towards Influence Chemin's compound yet again. Box holding the top of that hill that's so strong southwest of this position. The Infinity going to have to cross the river now. And that is going to be so difficult. With LGD playing on that coastline, with Influence Chemin on that northern side with 2 of their players, it's going to be a hard run to make. S2G with just Razy left. I don't think you're going to make it too much longer. Those bandages won't sustain you. Unfortunately, it is not ideal in the slightest. Goes down to the zone. And S2G will paint the marker on the floor for LGD to step back into the top 3 spots. At the moment, though, they haven't been super loud, finally finding their first elim, but losing one of their own in the process. YZ does fall. Team Queso want to put nades back their way, and the crunch is on. Can Box slow them down as well?
I mean, it's unlikely that Screams is going to be able to heal this one out. Might just get the first aid kit out in time, but no. LGD moves forward. This is a fight they certainly had to take versus Team Queso. And a fight that Team Queso desperately did not want. Remember, about 10 teams remaining. Going out now would not afford you many points at all. Ooh. But a quick one from the Infinity across the way. On to Chung Si. He is down now. 2 players for LGD remaining. Similarly, Team Queso in a very, very same spot to them. 5 eliminations on their side. Looking to rank up just a little bit more. 2 players remaining for them, though.
God, Tunny has the sightline over towards MVM, takes about half his HP bar away. Suki, the backstop at the moment for LGD on their duo. Team Queso open up into the fields, and Box actually pick up a whole host of those eliminations. Team Queso fall, and the Infinity are helping against LGD. Somehow the Infinity managed to make this crossing when everybody else was looking their way a little bit earlier. They played perfectly on the timing. LGD cut apart. And that means that they will not jump back up into third after this game. That bubble is still close. And Box, as you're right, they're coming up really massive after their engagement with MadBulls. They're up to 10 eliminations now, Blank.
On the 2 players as well. Remember, most of those eliminations came off the back of these 2 players, Break and Soaz, having the game of their life, and a much-needed one. With Nigma Galaxy now out, though, there's a target for them to run towards, and with 10 eliminations and a potentially very good game here, life's good. The Infinity, though, not out as of yet. Should be able to ladder up just a little bit, but 0 eliminations. They've not had much time in this game. Another shot down towards I8. Not able to pick up that elimination though, so won't add to their tally, but it looks like Box might be able to pull themselves out of a very difficult situation at the bottom of the bracket for so long. We were talking to them at the beginning of the day and they said they were looking to improve.
This is certainly how you do it. Influence Chemin, they've been biding their time. 4 eliminations now. Wanting to take that title back from Buriram. Trade it back over on the Sanhok. That's 6 eliminations for Soaz. Break will be on the other 4, I'm sure.
He's been doing some sick work during this game. I think for Influence Chemin, they realise that they've been given a chance here, and taking too many fights is not ideal for them. If they can remain in this highly good spot over towards the northern side of the circle, take shots towards Armand, over towards 4 rivals, they could quite easily secure themselves the victory here, and they need it to ladder up over the top side of Buriram, who've had some very unfortunate games so far.
Mela for the Infinity will fall, and that sets a lower threshold, I believe. I mean, that is one of the bubble teams. Box staying alive, even deeper in. Soaz has now drawn the ire of Influence Chemin, though. That is a dangerous place to be. The circle moves away, and this is so tough.
Banda?
He's still alive? Hang on a minute. All right. They've managed to get up into 4th place. Blank, okay. They don't have any eliminations, but they move Break out of the way. Only Soaz now left standing for Box. There's no way he can get the res at this stage, with the blue zone already on top. How is Bandar staying alive? I have no idea. 4 rivals, though, trying to cross the river, get to through. Hui and Appy both down. Buru and Voki, the duo that remain. Voki might be able to spot Bandar here, if they're lucky. Federal moving in, and you've got to think this is Influence Chemin win. But who's going to be able to squeak out towards that 2nd place? Get a whole load more placement points, because right now, Bandar's worked miracles for RA.
I mean, for Soaz, going down in 4th place would not be ideal. With the elimination count that he's been able to find, it's great, but outside, in the blue, you have to push out behind this rock. Voki unwilling to move forward. Pemburu and Appy in the water currently. The circle closes. Now Soaz has to make his move. Double knock over towards 4 rivals. Only Voki left alive. 3 solos. Bandar tries to move out, does go down. And with that, it's instantaneous. Influence Chemin taking the match and the chicken dinner. That should see them ahead of Buriram.
They took a strong compound on that confluence of the rivers, and they leveraged those sightlines. The circles did shift out their way. Everybody had to move to them, but they will take that. Buriram bumped off the top spot from that performance.
Box Gaming